Let's be real. If a girl doesn't like you, she feels that way for a reason. And no, it's not always because you're not good-looking enough or rich enough. Most of the time, it's because she doesn't feel something when she's around you. Attraction, for women, isn't logical. It's emotional. It's not what you say or what you have. It's how you make her feel. Now, here's the truth that most guys never want to hear. You can't convince a woman to like you by chasing her, proving your worth, or trying to be overly nice. In fact, the moment she senses that your world revolves around her, she loses curiosity. Women are drawn to men they can't completely read, men who make them feel something deeper than just attention. Think about it. When a woman doesn't like a guy, she doesn't hate him. She's just unmoved. But the moment that same guy starts shifting his focus, raising his energy, and moving like someone who doesn't need her validation, suddenly she starts noticing him. Why? Because women are emotionally wired to chase what feels slightly out of reach, not what's always waiting for them. So if you're in a situation where you like a girl who doesn't like you back, this isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding female psychology. What creates attraction and what kills it instantly. Because yes, attraction can change, but only if you stop doing what most men do wrong. In this video, I'm going to tell you the truth from a woman's perspective, what actually makes a woman start seeing a guy differently, even one she originally didn't want. By the end, you'll understand exactly how to shift the dynamic, rebuild attraction naturally, and make her look at you with new eyes. 1. Stop trying to convince her. Let's start with this. The more you try to make a woman like you, the less she will. That's not me being harsh. That's just how attraction works. When a woman senses that you're trying to prove yourself to her, she feels pressure instead of curiosity, and pressure never creates attraction. See, most guys think persistence equals interest. They think if they show her how much they care, eventually she'll give in. But women don't fall for persistence. They fall for presence. A man who is calm, confident, and doesn't need her approval creates a kind of mystery she can't ignore. Imagine this. She's already decided she's not into you. You keep texting, complimenting, trying to start conversations, and every time she gets colder. It's not because she's cruel. It's because deep down, women can sense desperation. And desperation tells her one thing: you're beneath her emotionally. Now imagine something different. You stop reaching out. You stop trying to make her see your worth. You shift your focus back to your life, your goals, your energy. You start showing up in a way that says, I'm good with or without you. Suddenly, the dynamic changes. She starts wondering what happened to the guy who was once so available. She starts noticing your absence because you're no longer orbiting around her. That's how attraction flips. Not through begging, not through proving, but through emotional space. You have to give a woman room to feel your absence. When she realizes you're not chasing anymore, her mind starts doing the work for you. She'll replay moments, question her judgment, and wonder if she misread you. So if you want to attract a girl who doesn't like you, stop trying to change her mind. Change your energy. Because when you stop trying to convince her, that's when she starts to reconsider you. Women don't fall for men who chase. They fall for men who choose themselves first. 2. Become the man she didn't expect you to be. Here's something most men don't understand. When a woman doesn't like you, it's not always personal. It's often because she's already put you in a category in her mind. Maybe she sees you as the nice guy, the friend, or someone who just doesn't spark that excitement. The problem is, once she puts you there, most guys stay there because they keep showing up the same way. If you want her to see you differently, you have to be different. You can't keep showing up with the same predictable energy and expect her feelings to change. Women are emotional creatures. We respond to shifts in energy, confidence, presence. The biggest mistake men make is assuming attraction comes from trying harder. It doesn't. It comes from surprising her emotionally, from doing what she didn't expect. When she expects you to text first, and you don't, she notices. When she expects you to always agree and you suddenly have your own opinion, she feels it. When she expects you to always be available but you're focused on your own life, that shift creates tension. And tension is where attraction lives. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to reframe how she experiences you. That means stop being predictable. Start living with purpose. Get busy becoming a man who naturally commands attention. Not by trying to win hers, but by building a life that already reflects value. Because here's the truth. Women don't like every confident man, but they notice every confident man. And when a woman starts noticing you differently, attraction can grow from there. So, if she doesn't like you now, that's okay. You don't have to fight for her attention. Just become the version of yourself she didn't see coming. The man she can't easily define or forget. 3. Master the subtle art of detachment. If you want to know what really makes a woman start noticing you again, especially one who didn't like you, it's detachment. Not fake detachment, not pretending you don't care while secretly checking her stories every hour. I mean real, emotional detachment. The kind where your peace doesn't depend on her reaction. See, women can feel your energy before you even speak. When a guy still wants her validation, she feels it immediately. It's in the way he looks at her, responds to her, even in the tone of his texts. And no matter how cool he tries to act, she can sense the neediness underneath. That's why detachment is powerful. It changes your energy without you saying a single word. When you're detached, you're not emotionally tied to whether she responds, compliments you, or gives you attention. You move in your own rhythm. That unpredictability draws women in because it makes them wonder where they stand with you. It's not about playing games. It's about mastering emotional control. Women chase emotional stability in men. When you're detached, you show that your emotions aren't dependent on her behavior. And that's rare. Most men crumble under a woman's silence or rejection. They start overthinking, doubting, and losing their edge. But when you stay calm, it shows strength. It tells her you're not controlled by desire. You're grounded, focused, and self-contained. That's when the shift happens. The same girl who once brushed you off starts watching you differently. She might test your composure, throw a compliment your way, or tease you a little just to see if you'll fall back into your old behavior. Don't. Stay in your calm energy. Let her wonder what changed. Because the truth is, detachment doesn't make you cold. It makes you magnetic. When a man is emotionally free, he becomes unpredictable in a way that's attractive. You're no longer seeking her attention. You're commanding it naturally through your peace, confidence, and control. 4. Shift the power dynamic without saying a word. When a woman doesn't like you, she holds all the power, or at least she thinks she does. She's the one deciding how much attention you get, how the dynamic flows, and whether things move forward or stay still. But here's the secret. You can shift that entire power dynamic without saying a single word. Power in attraction isn't about control. It's about perception. When a woman senses that she has emotional control over you, she loses interest. But when that control slips, when you stop reacting to her, when you stop trying to get her to notice you, the power shifts instantly. She starts feeling uncertain, and uncertainty triggers emotional curiosity. Women are drawn to mystery. It's biological. When she can't read you easily, her mind works harder to figure you out. But if you're constantly available, constantly showing interest, there's no mystery left. You've handed her all the cards. So how do you shift it back? By becoming the man who moves with quiet confidence. You don't need to say, "I don't care anymore." You show it through your actions, your silence, your priorities. When she texts, you take your time responding. When you see her in person, you greet her like any other person. Calm, confident, unaffected. And here's the key. The shift happens in how you carry yourself, not in what you say. Women notice energy more than words. If your body language, tone, and actions communicate that you're no longer seeking her validation, she'll feel the power dynamic change even if you say nothing at all. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. It's knowing your value so deeply that her opinion no longer defines you. And the irony, that's when she starts valuing you more. You don't have to announce your worth, just live it. When a woman sees that you've stopped trying to win her over and started focusing on your life, the balance of power shifts naturally. And she begins to feel what you once felt. 5. When you level up, her perception follows. There's something fascinating about human psychology, especially when it comes to attraction. People, including women, often value what others value. When your world expands, people's perception of you changes with it. Imagine this. There's a guy who's always liked a girl, but she never paid him much attention. He was nice, predictable, always around. Then one day, he stopped chasing. He focused on his career, started dressing better, hit the gym, surrounded himself with people who respected him. His confidence grew. Not because he was trying to impress her, but because he was investing in himself. Months later, they cross paths. She looks at him, and something feels different. Same face, same voice, but the energy has changed. He's not seeking her approval anymore. He's grounded, confident, and focused. Suddenly, she's the one feeling a little unsure, a little intrigued. That's how attraction works. A woman's perception of you changes when your reality changes. When she sees that you've evolved, that you're no longer waiting for her, it makes her question her initial judgment. She starts wondering if she underestimated you, if maybe she missed something before. Leveling up isn't about showing off or trying to get her back. It's about genuinely improving your life to the point where her opinion doesn't matter anymore. When your value increases in your own eyes, the world, including her, starts to respond differently. Women are deeply sensitive to energy. When you grow, they feel it before they see it. And that growth redefines how they view you. That's why your best move is always self-elevation. When you evolve, the dynamic resets. You stop being the man who wanted her attention, and you become the man who doesn't need it, but still gets it. So if she doesn't like you now, that's fine. Use it as motivation. Improve your life so much that even if she never comes around, you'll thank her for lighting that fire. Because when you level up, everything and everyone starts to look at you differently. 6. Make her curiosity work in your favor. Curiosity is one of the most powerful emotional triggers in female psychology. When a woman doesn't like you, her mind has already made a quick emotional judgment. She's placed you in a box. But what most men don't realize is that women revisit those judgments when their curiosity is reignited. And that curiosity comes alive when something about you stops being predictable. When she thinks she has you figured out, you lose her attention. But when your behavior starts contradicting what she expects, she becomes intrigued. That's the beginning of attraction. Because women are emotionally wired to chase uncertainty. Here's what I mean. Let's say you've been showing interest for a while, liking her posts, starting conversations, always being kind and consistent. At first, she sees it as flattering, then predictable, And finally, invisible. But the moment you pull back, when you stop reaching out, when you seem genuinely busy, when your vibe feels lighter, something happens. She starts wondering what changed. That wondering is everything. It makes her think about you, even if she doesn't want to. And once a woman starts thinking about you, emotions can form. Attraction grows in her mind before it ever shows up in her behavior. The key here isn't manipulation. It's subtle energy. You have to create mystery through detachment and improvement, not games. She should sense that your life is full, that you're doing things, growing, becoming more fulfilled, without needing her validation. When she feels that shift, her curiosity does the rest. Women naturally value men who don't broadcast their every move. The less she knows, the more she imagines. The more she imagines, the deeper she thinks about you. That's why silence, distance, and unpredictability are so powerful. They make her brain do the emotional work you used to try to do through effort. So, if she doesn't like you right now, don't argue with her feelings. Influence her curiosity. Live in such a way that she can't quite read you anymore. Let her see glimpses of your growth, not announcements. Let her feel your presence without overexposing it, because curiosity is the bridge between indifference and attraction. And when you master that, you make her start chasing what she used to ignore. 7. The hard truth. She'll only want you when you no longer need her now. This is the part most men struggle with. The idea that a woman often becomes attracted when you've emotionally detached. But it's true. When you no longer need her, she starts wanting you. See, women are intuitive. We can sense when a man is still emotionally tied to us, even if he says he's moved on. And as long as you're still secretly waiting for her, she knows she holds power. But when that emotional tie breaks, when your actions, tone, and energy all reflect genuine freedom, she feels the loss deeply. That's when her ego gets hit. Suddenly, she's no longer sure if she could get you back if she tried. That insecurity creates attraction, because now you represent something she can't control. And women are wired to be drawn to what challenges them emotionally. Here's the truth. The moment you stop needing a woman is the moment she starts feeling drawn to you differently. Not because she's manipulative, but because your detachment makes her feel your value. You've stopped trying to earn her. Now she has to earn you. This is where most men fail. They do the right things physically, but not emotionally. They stop texting, but they still obsess internally. They act detached, but deep down, they're still waiting for her approval. That kind of energy still communicates neediness, and women feel it instantly. You have to truly let go. That means you stop thinking about winning her back and start focusing on becoming a man she couldn't have recognized before. When you genuinely outgrow the version of you that wanted her so badly, you shift from being the chaser to being the one she wonders about. So yes, here's the hard truth. You can absolutely attract a girl who doesn't like you. But only when your happiness no longer depends on her liking you. Only when you've evolved so far that she realizes you've become someone she can't easily reach anymore. Let me leave you with this. Attraction isn't about chasing, convincing, or performing.